Alright, so what do polar bears, Santa Claus, and the Super Bowl have in common?
They break the ice.
They break the ice, and they're all intertwined by Coca-Cola. Alright, today I'm going to be talking to you about the Coca-Cola Company, the history of it, the present use of it, and where it's going to go in the future. Alright, so like I said, polar bears, Santa Claus, and the Super Bowl. So they've used polar bears and Santa Claus in all of their advertising in the past, in the history. Some people actually believe that the image of Santa Claus has been formed greatly by the use of advertisements used by Coca-Cola. So a quick history on Coca-Cola. It was started in 1885 by someone named John Pemberton, who was a pharmacist, and he was actually in the Civil War. He was a Confederate Army colonel, and after getting out, he wanted to find a cure for his addiction to morphine. So he invented a syrup called Coke, well, Coca-Cola at the time, and it was actually sold as a drug, and it was sold as a cure-all. Anything from depression, headaches, to even impotency, it would be a cure-all. And up until 1903, it was still sold as a drug, until there was actually a tax that they put on all drugs, so they decided to go ahead and label it as a beverage, therefore evading that tax. Alright, so going into the history of that, after he invented Coca-Cola, he actually died 2 years later, so kind of sucks for him. He didn't really see the legacy of it, but the name Coca-Cola still lived on. And exactly. So going into today it's actually, in many countries, cheaper than water, believe it or not, even though water is the main ingredient of it. People actually think it's prestigious to go ahead and drink Coca-Cola rather than water, because water is more hard to come by. Obviously in America, we can find water all the time, but going to other third world countries, you can't really see water all the time, so they buy bottled water and Coke products. So Coke products is actually a huge industry right now. It's estimated that 1.9 billion Coke products are used every single day, as opposed to back in the day when it first came out. In the first few years, there was only maybe 19 servings per week. So it was actually a huge dramatic increase in sales. In the future, there's actually a Forbes article that says that Coke is actually on the decline as far as sales go. However, the current CEO of Coca-Cola has stated that he's wanting to go in a different direction, and there's even rumors that they're going to start making milk products in the future, and that they need to start advertising to a larger group of people, and that they want to focus more on the experience of Coca-Cola rather than just drinking Coca-Cola. Much like Starbucks, where it's not all about the coffee, it's more about the experience that you go into the restaurant or the chain, and you have an experience with that. So in the future, the CEO has also stated that he wants to go towards a plant-like bottle. Coca-Cola is the first company that has broken that code to where they're not only using plastic, but they're also using a plant in their formula. So the more that they use that, the more that they can save on other costs, and they can even bring the price down for Coca-Cola products. So with that being said, do I have any questions about Coca-Cola?
Was Coca-Cola considered highly addictive back before they took out the main ingredient?
Actually, yes. When it first came out, there was in fact cocaine in Coca-Cola. Believe it or not, that is a myth that has gone around, and there actually was cocaine. Up until 1902, they actually continued to sell cocaine with it, a main ingredient inside of it, but they decided to get rid of it because of a lot of political pressures on them. Any other questions? No? Alright, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this speech about Coca-Cola.